When you think about Office 365 governance, especially today, it's more than just SharePoint. You got teams, you got groups, you got all these other containers where data gets stored. Really, I want everybody to think about it from 3 different buckets. My name is Dux. Hello.
And you're a very, very well-known community member for decades in the SharePoint community, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I guess the white hair makes it obvious, right? We've been at this for decades.
Nice to have you here. We want to talk a little bit about governance in the cloud. It's one of your topics. You're working for AvePoint, one of the major leaders for providing solutions for that. We have so many tools on the cloud, Office 365 today. Sure. So how keep governance on that one?
Yeah, no. So thank you. This week, I have a session on Office 365 governance. But I want to step back, right? Because the word governance is such a big word. And everybody kind of knows it, but kind of doesn't. So for me, I really want to make it practical. When you think about Office 365 governance, especially today, it's more than just SharePoint. You got teams, you got groups, you got all these other containers where data gets stored. Really, I want everybody to think about it from 3 different buckets. Number 1, how do you govern provisioning, right? So think about not only provisioning SharePoint sites. I mean, look at groups. You could provision groups from anywhere, or provisioning teams. So that's one area of governance we have to think about. The second area of governance is around operational management. Once these containers, be it SharePoint or groups or teams, are there or provisioned, how do you manage it? How do you make sure people do the right thing? How do you make sure people don't randomly change permissions? Doesn't happen, right? Oh, you get full control, you get full control. And then the third area of governance you have to think about is information lifecycle. Once we're not using it anymore, how do you govern the sunsetting of information? Right? So those, to me, are the 3 core areas that we have to think about. So now let's start with provisioning. Okay, think about Office 365. There's a lot of wonderful tools and capabilities you can take advantage of. So, for example, you got to start thinking about naming policies, right?
Yeah. How do you name your groups and whatever?
Correct. Yeah. Because the last thing you want, while groups and teams and SharePoint is great, but in a large organization, you don't want to randomly create a group called IT or marketing, right? So
group project 001, exactly. 002, 002.2.
Or certain words you don't want. So think about naming policies. The other area, especially these days, that's important is classification. How do you classify your containers so that certain information that may not be necessarily available to everybody is classified correctly? Third area of consideration and provisioning is who can provision what, right? While groups and teams and SharePoint's great, but then do you just want to open it up so that you can randomly create groups and allow external parties to come in? So yeah, from a provisioning perspective, for me, those are the 3 key areas you have to think about.
Do you need external tools to successfully verify your rules?
Out of the box, Microsoft already provides a lot of built-in tools, right? And things like, again, like I said, Azure AD provides that. You can take advantage of Office 365 DL Compliance Center. Does it give you 100% what you need? No. But if what comes out of the box is enough for you, then great. If not, then certainly there's third-party tools that can help provide you extended solution. Because when you think about provisioning, while Office 365 is great, what about if you still have on-prem investments, right? Yeah. So a lot of companies might still be doing hybrid. The last thing you want to tell an end user, well, if you want to do on-prem, you go here. If you want to do cloud, go there. From a usability perspective, it might not be as transparent. From a user perspective, I don't even want to know what technology. I just want to say, hey, I need something because I'm working on a project with a vendor, right? Yeah. Be it a group or a SharePoint site or on-prem or a cloud, the technology should provide it for me.
So what do you recommend to fulfill these policies, to create this policy? Do you have a plan? Do you have white papers? Or what do you provide from AvePoint for people to have them?
Absolutely. So certainly we provide a lot of, besides our tools, but we have a lot of playbooks and ebooks around how you can best set up your governance structure. I've done a lot of presentations on it. Check out our YouTube channel, check out my blog. In fact, today I'm doing a presentation, I'm recording it too. And then second, certainly check out our technology called Cloud Governance. The Cloud Governance not only governs certainly SharePoint, but also groups and teams and all these other workloads that Office 365 provides.
Do you have any larger issues with this stuff for GDPR, what's now everybody talking about.
Sure.
Do you provide tools for that?
100%. So certainly, GDPR is top of mind. I mean, look, we survived it, right? It's almost a week after. We're still here.
I thought the world stopped turning around, but no, it goes on.
Yeah. So certainly privacy is important, and Microsoft has a lot of great tools around GDPR. And our technologies complements with Microsoft as well. So our 3 key GDPR solutions around risk management, data discovery, and data protection. So make sure you check that out. AvePoint.de for Germany, AvePoint.com for global, it's in English, and you'll find all this information from playbooks to blogs to our products. Yeah.
Dux, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
Nice day.
Thank you. Always great to see you, Michael.
Bye.